Tezlom Podcast. I've completely forgotten what to do. I'm a bit nervous, and I don't know this lady very well, but I've always heard good things, and I've seen her about on things, and she's always been really like informative and dead professional. So as soon as I was like, let's try and get on the podcast, and she's come. So please, will you just introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, thanks for inviting me along. I'm Jo Stone, and I'm the co-founder of Puddle.
Could you tell me a little bit more about Puddle?
Yeah, so Puddle is a franchise network. We've got about 30 franchisees across the UK. We teach 25,000 children to swim each week. That's from the really tiny babies all the way up to sort of age 10 or 11. Maybe a few of them are a little bit older. We've been going since 2002. We've recently, just prior to lockdown, we started building a swimming pool, so moving into the area of pool builds as well, and looking to grow our franchise network as much as possible.
25,000 people a week, did you say?
Children, yes.
Wow, that's a lot of kids, that, isn't it?
It is a lot of kids, yeah. We'd like 40,000, that's our vision.
Is it really?
By 2030. We've got a plan and a strategy to get there. Hopefully we'll make it.
Wow, I think we do about 5,000 temps a week. It makes my 5,000 temps a week seem pitiful.
It's very impressive, though.
That's a lot of children, that, isn't it? That's amazing, that.
Yeah.
Wow. So I get it completely right on my own head without boring everyone to complete deaf, but I like to kind of understand. Yeah. So you have instructors going into pools, and then they're a franchisee and they'll teach the kids. Is that how it kind of works?
Yes, we do have. We train the teachers to do everything. Our newer franchisees tend not to do the teaching themselves. Right. So it is a management franchise. Oh, cool. So some of our biggest franchisees, for example, have got 45 to 50 teachers.
So it's more like managing people then,
isn't it? It is, yes, very much managing people for businesses. So you need all those skills to be able to do it successfully.
Just not lose your mind, basically, managing people.
Yeah, it has its challenges because some of our franchise territories are quite big, so managing remote people is a challenge, but all of our franchisees seem to manage it very well.
So they'll manage the instructors in different pools all around?
Yeah, typically they'll hire pools out where they go at the moment, but it's our longer term strategy to, rather than hiring things out by the hour, to move it so that it's more of a long term lease. Right. So offering a lot more opportunities for different days or different levels of our swimming classes.
So you'll build a pool and then...
That's what we've done in Northwich, yes.
So that's cool. So Northwich, that franchisee will use that for all these instructors or how?
Yeah, so that's the one that we company own in Northwich. So it was basically started off as a retail unit in a quite a small town in Cheshire. We built the pool from ground level up, so you don't need a hole in it. It's like a steel frame with all sorts of I don't know what it's made of, steel frame with all sorts of stuff inside it. So if anything goes wrong, it's really easy. You can crawl underneath and see in between. There's a void there, so if anything goes wrong, if any pipes start leaking or anything like that, you just fix it. Whereas in a traditional pool, if it's all set in concrete, that's kind of impossible to easily fix. So that's what we'd like to do, is do more of those.
Well, that's quite cool because you can just pick it up and put it anywhere, can't you, as well?
In theory you can. I mean, I think there's quite a lot of
I meant like
manpower.
Actually being able to find a unit to put the same thing in.
Yes, but in theory you can move the pool out of one building and put it into another.
Can you make it freezing cold? Will you ever iron out as cold water dips?
No, it's nice and toasty. I think you would hate it. It's set
too warm for me.
31, 32 degrees. I can't swim in it. It's just too warm.
Yeah, but the kids need it, don't
Kids
they?
love it. Yeah.
And then are they like private classes, or do school classes go, or is it?
No, tend to be private lessons.
Lessons.
Typically we will have eight or 10 people in, depending on the age group, in the class, with one or two teachers.
I think my kids went to one. It was a swimming pool in someone's house.
Yeah, there are lots of private pools out there. As long as it fits certain standards, then we'll be able to use it. Yeah. Our franchisees are always looking for pools here, there and everywhere.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
I daren't ask, but I'm going to ask. Like, did you like swimming and wanted to be a franchisor, or how did you fall into that? I bet you can't remember. It's that long ago.
Yeah, it was coming up to 25 years ago.
No.
So I just had my first baby, Emma, and I met up with another lady, and we decided that we were going to offer baby and children. Well, first of all, we wanted to take our baby swimming, and there wasn't anything out there at all. We couldn't find anything locally. Read a few books, went on some teacher training courses, and then launched our business pretty much then. I started off, I've got a maths degree, so...
My mum's got a maths degree.
You've got a maths degree as well.
Are you joking? My mum's got a maths degree.
Yeah, so figures, I just love numbers. It's a bit weird. But yeah, so I was a computer programmer, worked in project management.
What, you're a computer programmer and you end up owning a franchise in swimming?
Yeah. It was having Emma as my first baby. I just decided I didn't feel that I could do everything that I wanted to do. I wasn't a good mum. I wasn't good at work. I wasn't getting the challenges that I wanted to be able to get. And I worked for Barclays at the time, and they were brilliant, but it just wasn't good. I knew it wasn't going to work.
Was it too many hours or something? Or
no, I mean, they were really flexible. They didn't want me to work. I was happy to sort of say which hours I wanted to work, but I just felt that in those fixed hours, it was really hard to achieve what I wanted to achieve, and there wasn't enough hours in the day to do everything. So, and I wanted something that was going to be even more flexible. So while Emma was really small, took her swimming, and we decided that this other person who had met Tracy Townend, who was the other original founder, it was something we loved doing. We saw a niche. There was nothing out there, and thought, well, let's go and do it. Let's do it properly. We'd got the corporate experience of where we were in our past jobs.
The figures side of it.
I mean, for me, the numbers all the way along. You talk about being in business, and knowing your numbers is incredibly important.
Or knowing someone who knows the numbers.
Yes, maybe, yeah. But for me, it's knowing the numbers.
Yeah.
And initially, it was me that was working out all the numbers. I did, in fact, also I did the first websites and things like that. So with my IT background, I don't do any of that now, obviously. But I still, and I was the accountant for a long while.
Yeah.
But again, we've got somebody else in that does that for us now.
It's a bit like that with me and Mum, to be honest with you. Mum runs a business with me, but like day to day, she's the accountant really, and does all the accounts and books and finances. And
I think having that sort of numerate and just being numerate and understanding numbers, you can kind of make those decisions. And if somebody gives me a number, I think, oh, hang on a minute, that cannot possibly be right. Yeah. And then they go back and say, oh, no, you're right. We've calculated it wrong or something. Yeah. So it just helps to know the numbers quite quickly.
I'm going to have to fight you on this. See, I'm terrible at numbers, but I do know how to read a set of accounts, though. I've kind of self-taught myself. In fact, I actually asked my accountant to teach me. Yeah. And we did quite a few classes. I remember doing it with Steve when I first started because I was sick of not really understanding it. Yeah. I still can't absolutely nail it, but I can look at a set of accounts and go, okay, right.
I mean, that was something I found relatively easy to... Yeah. And the first few years of accounting, it was before you had to do making tax digital, so... I'd got spreadsheets and things like that, and I went back to the basics really of double entry bookkeeping and things like that. So for me, I really understand what's going on in all the packages that you have now, and it's kind of gone from there really. Yeah. I've found it really helpful so when somebody gives me a set of accounts, I've had no formal training. I have since been on finance courses, but it was just, by the time I went on that course, it was kind of just cementing what I already knew.
Yeah, but kind of give you that badge to kind of...
Yeah.
I still want to disagree, but it is a fundamental thing, knowing your figures and your accounts. And I think even when I do self-franchises, we've got a really good franchise accountant that we put them in touch with and help build them
Mm-hmm.
everything and kind of teaching them accounts, and we go through them with them as and when we feel need to, really. Because our accounts are quite complicated as well. When they get up there, they get a bit tasty.
Yeah, ours can be quite difficult to understand for some of our franchisees, but we try and provide training for them, and have accountants that know what they're doing.
Yeah. You know, I want to go off on a right tangent now. I'm going to go two different ways, but what I desperately want to ask you is, if you're good at the numbers, what did you find hard then? What did you find hard?
Well, I'm not a natural teacher, so you put me in the water, and I was only in the water for a few months, and very quickly went sort of back office and working out all the processes, because my mind's quite analytical. For me, working out processes from what the stages of doing things, so right from the early days, that would be something that I would have done for the business, is writing things down, ready for the future. But what did I find hard is I'm just not the person that would build the program, or I've got ideas on what to do, but in terms of putting it out there, we very quickly got employed somebody to do that with that experience, and she's still with us today. Ali Beckman, she's on the board, our most senior member of staff, I guess. So still with us nearly 25 years later.
It's important that, isn't it, in employing the right people around you to let them sort of take their own tilt on the business. I think it's important. I've learned that. Yeah,
quite early on we kind of set out what our values were, and used the franchise network to help us articulate what those values were. We knew what they were, because we can see that those values are kind of what, certainly my values of what I would like to, the way I see myself and the way I work. That's what very much within our franchise network as well. So we've now built an acronym that's been around for years, and it's called Experts. And it stands for exceeding expectations, being professional, being enterprising, respectful, and trust. So those are kind of the core values that stick throughout our franchise, and by using those in recruitment, whether it's for our head office team or whether it's for our franchisees, I think that's helped us get with the network that we've got today.
Isn't it right? So this is a lesson for me, and it's something you've obviously felt and dealt with as well, is it's only when you start putting them things in place that you realise how important they are. If you put your values in place and remind people of how we act and behave.
Yes, because then you can say, if something's not quite how you want it to be, how does this align to our values, and
it's
that sort of thing.
It's like a framework, isn't it?
Yes,
of like how
very much so.
It's not until you do one, you realise how important it was. I'm the same. We've got some amazing values, but transparency is my biggest one. Just be transparent with your client, just be transparent with your customer.
I think my biggest one is probably the respect, and making sure you're treating people the way you'd want to be treated.
Morals is everything, isn't it? Having a good moral compass and doing the right thing is I think that probably a very similar value, to be honest with you. It's just just understanding that everyone's human, and you've got to
people make mistakes, don't they? It's about not making them again.
And fixing it the best way you possibly can, and being transparent about it when you do it.
And if something goes wrong and you need to get some feedback on it, get that feedback and act on it. And you can't always do everything that everybody wants, but you can do as much as you can to make it be right for as many people as possible.
We literally had one last week, didn't we? It was or the week before, where a client of ours, new client, we booked a staff member in, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but basically the staff member wasn't supposed to go back. And then they went back, and she wasn't happy about it. She kicked up a big fuss. Was that right? And then they stopped using us.
Yeah, there was a mix-up with
staff, and kind of it was in between someone else leaving and starting the business. Went back, Kay took some flowers, some chocolate, some gifts. Went back and solved it. I don't think they're still using us, but again, it's just a piece of work, isn't it? Of like, okay, we made wrong, fix it. If it still doesn't solve the situation, at least you've gone back and done the right thing.
Yes.
I think I think keeping on that, not being money hungry and trying to take as much money as possible and cut as many corners. And I think that's what some businesses do when they
it's the customer service, isn't it? It's like exceeding expectations of if something doesn't quite happen as it should do. Try and fix it and admit to making a mistake, because we're all human.
Right, back to being a mum, starting a business.
Yeah.
You've got partner, husband, wife? Yes,
I've got a husband, Andy. We've been married for 30 years, actually.
How's he coping? Is he all right? Sorry. I'm getting divorced. Sorry, Andy.
No, he was very supportive.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when the kids were quite young. They're
not
so young now.
That's the bit that I want to talk about a little bit.
Yeah.
Because starting a business is tough.
It is.
Starting a business, being a young mum.
Yeah, it was a lot of juggling. And I think what I've realised about myself over the years is I've got a lot of drive, and I don't like wasting time. So but by the time I launched the business, I'd had Katie. No, after I was pregnant with Katie, and then they're both 2 years apart. So Emma is 24 now, and Katie is 22. So when they were,
we'll edit that if you got them ages wrong, don't worry.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's right. I was spending all day during the day looking after them, making sure that they were alive and playing with them and doing nice things with them, and making sure that they got a healthy meal to eat in the evening, before they went to bed. And then in the evenings, once they'd gone to bed or when they were sleeping, I would be there getting things, I don't know, whether it's building CRM systems or on Excel, building a website on HTML. I went to night school actually to learn how to do it in the early days. It was tough. It's really tough doing all those things. They're quite isolating. I was lucky I was able to take a career break from Barclays. Yeah. So I was on maternity leave, went back for maybe 2 or 3 months before I was pregnant with Katie, and then I took a career break after that. Right. Never went back. Yeah. But it just gave me the space to be able to think about what I wanted to do next and start the business. I'd always wanted to have my own business, even when I look back when I was a kid at school. But I never thought I would actually do it, but I did in the end.
If you're going to give a little bit of advice to any woman as a young mum trying to start her own business, what would it be?
Make sure you kind of set those priorities and try and have the time with the children and time when you're working, because doing both at the same time, I don't think it necessarily, it certainly didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. And having that vision of where you wanted to get to, knowing that you can't get there right straight away, and but setting things up so that when the kids were at school or whenever it was, I knew that I'd got something that was going to be at least replacing the income of where I'd been in my previous corporate job. So I knew where I was aiming at, and whatever I was doing, I was making sure that it was a process that could be scaled and replicated.
What about, so I always ask these type of questions, how do you deal with the stress of it all? Don't say wine, that's not appropriate.
No, I don't, I'm not a big drinker at all. I go out for walks and I do lots of exercise. So every single day I'll do some exercise, whether it's going out for a run, going out for a cycle, going out for a hike, going out for doing a bit of yoga, Pilates rather than yoga. But it's particularly while I'm out on my runs and on my bike ride where my mind's just concentrating on what I'm doing. But in the back of my mind, I've got stuff going on and I'm making decisions that I'm absolutely sure that's what stops me getting stressed.
Yeah. I think I do a lot of running or moving. I forgive a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think it's more like you have the conversation, don't you, in your head about what's going on. Most of the time, things just come crystal clear that you're wrestling with some problem. What am I going to do? And then you realise that actually it's really simple. All I need to do is blah-de-blah, and that's what I need to do. And then I'll go back and
sort it out.
Yeah, I think if I was ever going to give anyone advice, one of the things I now talk to franchisees about is have some regular exercise in your life.
Yeah.
If you're going to start a business or you're trying to grow a career,
it's really, really important. And getting fresh air as well.
Yeah.
Being outside.
Yeah.
I think really helps. I mean, it's great going to the gym, and I do that 2 or 3 times, maybe twice a week. Usually do a spin class and a body pump. I did body pump this morning. But the rest of the time I like to be out in the fresh air on my bike or on the road running. And I go out whether it's windy, rainy, snowy, whatever the weather, I'll go out. The only time I wouldn't go out and then I'd do something indoors is if it was really icy and dangerous to be running around because I'd probably fall over.
Yeah.
I don't want to get injured.
That's the next bit, isn't it? Getting injured.
Yeah,
I think the same as exercise or getting outside. I love the mountains. We talked about this before.
Yeah, I've always got some kind of goal to
have you?
Personally sort of exercise-wise. So I do this exercise so that I can do something crazy every so often.
Where's that come from? Is that a young thing or just while you've been in your business?
Is it a young thing? Did I do crazy things in the past? I've always been driven and committed to doing things. So I play in a brass band. So that's meant that I stopped playing when I was 30 when I had Emma, and I picked it up again 2-3 years ago. But I would practice religiously every day for an hour. I can't quite manage that every day now, but most days I would do at least 20 minutes, but typically an hour, and then I'll do an hour of exercise as well. So I just do that, and I find it really helps. Have I always had the challenges? Probably deep down I have, in that when I was younger I would always be aiming for an exam, like whether it's my O-levels. That dates me a bit, doesn't it?
I'm allowed to talk about you growing up a bit?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find out where your entrepreneurial spirit came from. So was it your husband, or was it your dad, or your mum, or your sister, or your brother?
No, my parents, my dad worked at the steelworks.
Did he?
We lived in Scunthorpe, so he was an employee. He didn't have his own business or anything like that. My mum was a housewife, so she gave up her job as a filing clerk for an admin person, I think, when I was born. I guess what they did give me, and a massive thing, was the ability to believe in myself and give me the confidence. I was the first person within my wider family to go to university, and they've given me some really, really good values, which have stood by me throughout my life. And I can see that those values came to me right from early days of working hard and not being pushy, but just being there to support whatever I wanted to do.
Can I scratch on that? I'll just come to my brain a little
Yeah.
tiny bit. When you're employing people now, can't you tell when someone's come from a nice family?
You can, yeah. I suppose you can, yeah.
It sticks out to me like, I don't know, these more
Yeah.
recent, whatever you call them, Generation X's or whatever, something like that. I have noticed over the last few years when I'm employing team members of a younger age, it sticks out like a sore thumb, but a good thumb.
Yes.
When you see they come from a family who's just, they don't necessarily have to be together or separate, because I've learned that lesson over the last few years, but if they've been taught them moral...
Yes, I think if parents have a really big responsibility for doing that, and I've tried to do that with our kids as well.
Yeah, my little boys are real good boys. Everyone says they're dead polite and they're really good, well mannered.
I think it's really important to have...
me too.
Yeah, so important, because it's right. I think to be able to get on with life, if you can't respect people and treat people nicely, and it's just, you're not going to get anywhere.
No, it's about that. Oh, this is going to get deep. About the reactions as well, though. Being polite and giving you manners gives you time to not react to certain things, I think, as well. So if you give yourself patience and time, and you teach all them things to your children, it pays in other ways, in work and business, and later in life I've noticed that is that if you're a little bit more polite and a bit more manners and patience around yourself, and you know that you take your time to, if there's adults talk in a room, let them talk, think about it, don't just blurt in because you're going to say the wrong thing. Same thing happens when you're in a business meeting or something, or in a room with other franchisors, if you're not really listening and blurting, you can look stupid, can't you?
Even when our kids we do an awful lot of travelling as a family, and we could take them anywhere in the world, and we know that they would behave. They're obviously a lot older now, but they would have behaved themselves and gone and done walking and activities. But we could trust them to do what we wanted to do as a family, and go and eat in restaurants, and we knew that they weren't going to run off round the tables or behave in a way that they should do. Yeah,
it's such an adult conversation, isn't it? But it is so true.
Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? How the things of when you're getting brought up as a child pay off so much better when you're an adult, and you don't realise.
I think my mum and dad did
a great job of doing that.
Yeah. Showing them what those values were. Yeah.
You can see just talking to you. I don't know you, but you're very composed, aren't you? So it's quite nice.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Paul Lewis is like that, isn't he? Do you know Paul Lewis from Pitman Training?
Yes.
He's the same.
Yeah.
Very composed. You can tell he's thinking about what he's saying. It's nice. He's nice to be around. I like him. He's got a good sense of humour as well. He does a lot of running. Have you seen his running times?
I think I did actually. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's just a joke, isn't he? I don't know how he runs Pitman.
I'm quite slow.
Yeah. I need to get back running. I've got this Apex challenge with their boyfriend, and I've not run for ages.
Yeah. My next challenge is we're going to South America in a few weeks. I'm doing the Inca Trail. So yeah, that should be good fun.
Wow. What you have to tell me. You have to educate me about the Inca Trail. Come on, tell me about it.
Well, it's quite high. So I think we've got. It's only about 4 days, I think, of walking. It's probably only about 9 or 10 miles each day, but it's the height, I think, that's going to be the issue. So we as a family, we were lucky enough to do Kilimanjaro a couple of years ago. Again, it wasn't necessarily the distance, although it was fairly tough. But and the last day getting up to summit was pretty difficult. One of the most challenging things I've ever done. But it's the height. You can't eat properly, you can't sleep properly, but you still got this physical exertion of trying to do something. But I really, really enjoyed it. It was really tough, but it was like almost disappointing that it was over and finished, because I wanted something else to be a challenge.
We never got to that. Why has that come about?
I don't know. I think I look back and I like the achievement of having done it.
Did you do school's not a breeze? Did you enjoy school or not?
I did enjoy school.
Yeah. Good in school.
I'm quite academic.
Bit of a geek.
Very, very academic.
It's all right, you can be a geek, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool to be a geek nowadays, by the way.
Yeah.
Mum was the same, but then so you left school. Good friendship circles.
Yeah.
You got any sisters and brothers and stuff?
I've got a brother. Yeah, younger brother.
Yeah.
He's got similar interests in that he plays in the brass band. He's not sporty so much, but
so then left school.
Went to university.
University.
Met my husband, and worked in the IT industry.
He wasn't a tutor, was he? Was he a pupil at uni?
My husband?
Yeah.
No. Well, yes, he was. He was on the same maths degree as me. Yeah, we met eye to eye across the tutorial room. Yeah.
Oh, that's so romantic. Oh, you make me sick.
He plays in the brass band as well.
Oh, that's so nice, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it works quite well because we've got a lot of shared hobbies. We both like walking and being outdoorsy and doing silly things.
Oh, you make me sick, but it's still nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you met him at university.
Yeah. I worked in Boots in Nottingham on their graduate training course, and then moved across to Chester a few years later, and then I worked for Barclays Bank for I think for about 4 or 5 years maybe before I had Emma, and then set the business up.
Do you think, were you doing any of these sort of things when you were going through your uni, or did it kick off when you met your husband, do you think?
He's definitely encouraged a lot more of it.
Yeah. It's always come from someone, doesn't it? It always comes from something, doesn't it?
Yes.
I didn't do mountains, I won't mention it, but I met someone and we started doing the mountains together, and it's always someone that kind of, just always has to be the same.
I did a little bit of walking with my mum and dad, actually, thinking about it, but not in the same way as what we did with Andy. So, yeah, it's been a shared hobby that we've kind of continued with.
Yeah, picked it up and kind of gone with that.
Yeah.
What's been your toughest one then, Kilimanjaro?
Kilimanjaro, for sure. It's that last day where they get you up at 11 o'clock at night. So you've been to bed maybe for an hour or two, but you can't sleep anyway, so there's no point in being in bed. And they give you a little bit of a snack, something to eat, and then you set off about 11:30. And you head up off the mountain, and you can see all these snakes of people, because everybody's got head torches on. It's an amazing number of people are doing it in any one night. And it's pitch black. It's probably about minus 20 degrees. You've got 5 layers on your top, 5 layers on your bottom. Gloves, hats, scarves. It was dry when we did it, and it wasn't too windy, so I think we were quite lucky in that respect. So yeah, everybody's snaking along behind each other. It's all very slow. The guides are there, and they're singing to you. It's really nice, these lullabies to try and keep you going and inspiring you to keep on. And they're singing this pole, which means slowly. You're carrying on going. And we were lucky enough to be just the 4 of us in the group with a couple of guides. And we got to, before you set off, you've got all the checking your pulse and your oxygen levels and everything. And over a period of days, my eldest daughter was really struggling with the altitude. She'd gone down. People have an oxygen saturation of about 95, 97. And I think if it drops below 90, you kind of, that's when you're in hospital. It's not great for you. Well, up this mountain, the day we got up, she was at 60.
What?
So incredibly low. But being the character that she is, she didn't want to not do it. So she got up and started doing it with us. We got to probably about 4 or 5 hours in, and she was just staggering. She just couldn't walk any further. So one of the guides took her down, which was it was a really sad thing for the family that she couldn't make it up as well. But she felt much better once she was taken down, right down the mountain. So we then, continuing up the mountain, you get to the summit about 6 in the morning. I think 7 in the morning. So you've been going quite a long time at this point, and you can't walk very fast because it's just, there's no oxygen to be able to do it. You're on the summit for about 10 minutes or so, take some photographs and then come down. And you head down to the camp, the base camp where you've been the night before. We had about an hour's kip, and then they give you something to eat, and then you walk down most of the mountain. So you get back to the camp at about 6 o'clock before dark that same day. And by that point, you've got this huge sense of achievement that you've done it. It was sadness because Emma hadn't made it as well, but relief that she was okay. And you can eat at that point. It's great. So your appetite comes back and you start eating stuff. And it's brilliant. And you can sleep, yeah.
Is it like a package you bought or something? Or?
Yeah, we did it through a company.
I feel like I want to do it now.
Yeah, and they provide all the food and everything for you, and the tents and things like that. It's a great thing. What's really weird is that they've built a broadband line that goes all the way to the top of Kilimanjaro, so you're in the middle of nowhere, but you can get an internet connection.
Can you really?
And text home.
We're going to have to do Kilimanjaro, okay, aren't we?
Yeah.
Has it?
Yeah.
It was his first proper mountain.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It's quite an easy climb, as in you don't need picks and ice hacks or anything like that. It's just walking on, like going up Helvellyn. The path's no different to that, really. It's really, really a challenge, and I think the Inca Trail will be similar. That we did, I think it was an 8-day thing going up Kilimanjaro. This is 4, but I think we go up pretty much as high as the last base camp. So that'll be good fun.
Wow. So you're however you started your thing, you're instilling it in the girls anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. They like doing sporty things. They do a lot of running. Obviously, they're doing the Inca Trail with us in a few weeks' time. But they'll just go and do a half marathon
Yeah.
and just do it. I'm going to run a half marathon today, and
Yeah.
they'll do it quicker than
Amazing.
I ever will. Although I think I've got the PB of them, certainly of Katie at the moment, but she'll beat it. She'll beat it soon.
You're smashing it out. You're doing really well, aren't you?
Yeah, I like doing those kind of things.
Yeah, but just in general, like as a mum and everything, like doing a good job, aren't you?
I hope so.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
It's tough, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, it's not hard being a mum and working and doing everything at the same time, but I try and do my best.
Yeah, I think I found the same. I find it difficult being a dad, and then running the business. And what I was going into, it kind of always comes up on my podcast, Joe. To be honest with you, is that sacrifice piece. You know, going away and being on the road and doing shows and talks and BFA events and stuff, and not seeing the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you get your head around that at the time?
Andy was around to help, and parents would come and step in and look after them for a few days, which is kind of a win-win for them as well. But I tried to limit it as much as possible.
Yeah.
They're both away. One's at university now. Emma's just finished. She starts work in September, and they're both on long degree courses. Yeah, but that work really incredibly hard. They've got the work ethic, which I'm really proud of.
Should be amazing. So you left university, met the husband, started at Barclays, and then you did a number of years at Barclays and got pregnant.
Yeah, there was a couple of other companies before that, but
the companies before. Did you learn programming? So you did maths.
Maths at university.
I'm trying to figure out how the programming came
in. I was, as a student, I was sponsored by British Steel, and that meant that every summer I went back there and I did a little stint. So I did a bit of it in the accountants area, and I did a bit on the kind of rolling steel bit, with the production of it, and I did a little bit in the IT department, and it was the bit in the IT department that I really enjoyed the most. So yeah, that's what I applied for after I did my maths degree. I think nowadays maths degrees have got an awful lot more computing in than they had when I did it. Yeah. But it was just, for me, it was a natural choice to go and do that, and I went on the graduate training scheme, and then they taught me how to do all the languages and things like that. And from there, I did a little bit of programming for a few years, and went into kind of project management of the programming teams.
Yeah, amazing. It's breathtaking, isn't it? Really, you've done really well. You're like, it's quite cool, isn't it? Really, what you've done and achieved.
Yeah, I think the last thing one of the last things I was working on at the bank is in the days when backs tapes when you did if I was to transfer money to you and you were in a different bank, there would be a physical magnetic tape went from one bank in Barclays, was shipped across London to another bank in HSBC.
Really?
Overnight. Yeah, and the whole process would have taken 3 days, and I think I was working on a project that was bringing it down to 1 day as a faster payments thing, so as it is now. So yeah, things have moved along quite a lot since then. You're
telling me now you're the person who helped faster transfers in banks.
It's probably that was in the project.
Can you please be bad at something? There's got to be something that's wrong with you.
That's what everybody said. I do get called Miss Perfect or whatever. I'm careful about what I eat. I like to do my exercise, and I practice my musical instruments so that I can flugel I'm playing at the moment to make sure I get better.
I think I'm trying to learn your lessons. That's what I'm trying to do. Everything that you're good at, I'm trying to learn. I think another one as well is food. Like, food is such a big thing in people's lives, isn't it? Like, I had a York test done a few years ago and I'm intolerant to loads of things I didn't realise. And I think now I really look after myself and try my hardest to get myself to back down to just about 16.5 stone at the minute.
It's cooking fresh and trying not to eat processed food.
It's in them stress moments where you get the processed foods, isn't it? That's the tricky bit, isn't it? But having a good diet really has a massive effect.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, not boozing all the time.
No, I don't drink much at all. I do occasionally, but
yeah, whenever there's a party, I try. I don't drink at home every night of the week, but
no, definitely wouldn't.
No, but if there's a party, I didn't drink when I lost my brother. I didn't drink for 2.5 years, and then my mum got me back into drinking. It's her fault. I went on holiday with her. And that was it.
Yeah, I do drink occasionally, but not very rarely.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Probably only have 2 or 3 glasses a month. Hardly at all.
Yeah. So, opportunity came about because you had the babies and you started Puddle
Mhm.
Ducks, and then you grew from there. So, can you give me an idea like the size of it now?
Yeah, so we've got around about 30 franchisees covering about 60% of the UK. So we've still got room for new franchisees. In terms of head office, we've got about 30 people who work for head office. So some of that work directly in Holmes Chapel, which is where our head office is. And then we've got a few that are kind of almost like an Ofsted type thing. So they'll go around, and we have like a teaching network that will go out and make sure that we've got the right standards in within the network. So yeah, we've got people dotted around the UK that will be working in a local franchise and working for us as well, just to maintain standards and things like that. But the vast majority of the team are working out of Holmes Chapel, apart from we've got a lady, Jo Warner, who used to work for us in the UK. She relocated to Atlanta in the US, so she works out there for us as a consultant.
That's a big reveal. Did she meet a fella or something? What did she move out there for?
Her husband worked out there, or moved out there to work with his company.
It's always partners in it that cause the problems.
Yes. Yeah, and I say we've got one of our directors, Ali. She lives down in Cornwall, in Newquay, but most of them are kind of able to easily get to the office.
Yeah, if needed.
If needed. Yeah.
Okay. Another question for you.
Yeah.
It's about leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any secret sauces about leadership? What have you learned over the years?
What I've learned over the years is that I don't know all the answers. So if I needed some expert advice, I would go to those experts and get that advice and take it or leave it, I suppose. Sometimes you can't, it's not commercial to make that decision that you've been told to make, but usually I would listen to what solicitors, accountants, experts, whatever in their field would say, and then make the decision myself. And I'm a big planner and organiser, so lists and making sure that I do things when I said I'm going to do them, and delegate.
Yeah.
So I've got a big team that I can trust, and really, really capable people. So empower them to make decisions within values and guidelines and things like that. But I think without the team, you can't do everything yourself.
No.
So that's quite a good lesson to learn, is to be able to delegate and trust people to make decisions, and have plans. So business plans. Always have business plans, and monitor them to see how they're going.
This is where the figures come in again, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
If you're going to give a franchisor some advice in the early stages, what would it be about growing a team?
I assume that a franchisor has already done the franchisee bit. So what's really comes quite obvious very early on is that being a franchisee and being a franchisor, they're both completely different businesses. So both of them with their own demands. So what we found early on was that once we'd proved the model within our business and proven it to a certain extent, it's grown since then. But you can't be a franchisor as well as a franchisee and do it all yourself. You need a team of people to do both businesses.
Yeah.
Well, certainly run one of the businesses while you're working on growing the other. Yeah. I think you can't, for me, I don't think it would be possible to do both.
No.
Not unless, for me, I couldn't have done it because I wanted time for myself to do things that I know I needed to do to release the stress levels and look after the children and things like that. I couldn't have done both at the same time.
Yeah.
So working out that it's a different business and different people need to be working in it.
Yeah.
And you can't do it all.
Yeah, I think I think that's great advice. Yeah, I'd say the same. Because I don't know if you do, but I definitely get people speaking to me about wanting to franchise their business, and I think they always want me to say, get a franchise agreement, do this, do that, and I'm kind of like, well, are you prepared for it to be a separate business?
Yeah.
Are you prepared to grow a separate team around it? Because it's two different things. One's coaching, leadership, mentoring, training.
Yeah.
One's your business.
Yes. It's all about. I think you hear the phrase a lot. Don't work in your business. Work on your business.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite pertinent to make sure that you. To a certain extent, you've got to do the doing so that you can then step away and start documenting it and things like that. But eventually, I think as the bigger the business grows, you need to be able to work on it rather than in it, and bring people on to do some of the in it, who also then do working on it as well in time. So I've got a senior leadership team in place who help me determine strategy and all sorts of things now. So it means that for me, I can go do some of the. I like travelling. So last year we were lucky enough to do 4 weeks going around Australia, and the team were just in place to be able to look after it. I hardly had any contact. I had the odd couple of days where I would keep in touch with people, but really the business, there was somebody there to look after. I'm very lucky to have the right-hand man of Ali, who, she can step into my shoes if needed be while I'm away on holiday. And then we've got South America coming up in a few weeks' time, so another 4 weeks where I will be out of the business. But it's not always easy to contact me when I'm halfway up the mountain, so the team are empowered to make decisions and take things in the direction that, because we've got this vision, they know where we're going. It all seems to work, and I get to do the travelling that I want to do.
I see. For me, that sounds like a lot to get a team to that place. I almost want to say to you, how have you got to that position? But it's just, I guess it's just time, isn't it? Lessons.
It is time. I mean, the people in the senior team have been with us for a number of years. Some of our team members have been with us for over 10 years. Ali's been with us for 20 odd years. But if you look at an average of how long the team at head office has been with us, I don't know what it is, but it must be 7 or 8. It's quite high.
Yeah.
So we've got people who with a lot of experience and buy into the values.
Yeah.
And they do a fantastic job of supporting the franchisees on a day-to-day basis. They really get and really understand what it is that we're delivering, the brand, and rewarding them in a way that I can do.
I think the message is clear to me. It keeps coming across the table. Anyway, it's like if you were thinking about franchising your business, values is probably the key.
Values and people, and treating people with respect. Particularly in the early days, it was being flexible, so that if people wanted to go to the school football match or the sports day or whatever it is, just being flexible and allowing that to happen. Because whatever you give, you generally get back anyway, and it's having that trust that it's going to happen, and it always does. Yeah,
I feel like I've got that nailed, that part. Kay might give me the evils, but I think I've got that. I think we've got that nailed, that bit. We're like that. I never take off anyone's holiday or whatever if they got to go early to go to something.
No, it's just
life, isn't it? I couldn't imagine stopping someone else to go to kids' sports day.
No.
I just wouldn't be able to sleep.
Because those are events that you can't. There aren't actually that many of them.
Yeah,
when you look back, they're not that many years.
Yeah, and if they've got to go an hour early because they've got to go somewhere.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to turn around and have regrets that I'd missed that sort of thing. So
it's funny, but because I've worked for myself for so long, I forgot what other places are like to work at. So I wouldn't. I sincerely hope there isn't businesses out there that do that.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
You just you don't know, do you? Okay.
I worked in retail for 8 years. It definitely is different.
Weird, isn't it? I just couldn't even. it goes back to the values thing, but that's like my personal values. Like I couldn't sit there and go, you're not going to go, and then sit there in the room, across the room, knowing that they're missing a sports day, whilst they don't want to do that, being not productive, hating you.
No.
I just don't see the point.
No.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Sometimes the most difficult things about running a business are those simple solutions that I think people kind of be difficult about. So even like for years, I sold cars, and it's always about timekeeping. Like you can't be late for work, and you've got to put extra hours in. And you sell cars, you work about 70 hours a week. You get paid a lot of money with your commission, but you earn it. Yeah, you earn it. And I started working for myself and employing people, and I remember being so pissed off if they were late for work or not 15 minutes early. And gradually over the years, I just realised.
I think I realised that when I was in my second job. I worked for a company in Chester, and I was new. I was probably 2 years into my career, so it would have been 22, 23 or something like that. And I'd gone in and we were doing some programming, and it was quite a complicated project that we were working on. We're basically moving from one language, a suite of programs from one language into another, and it was really complicated. And the project manager had come in without consult. It was an audit. He had nothing to do. He didn't understand anything about IT or anything. He'd gone off to the stakeholders and basically said, this project's going to be delivered in 9 months. Well, there was no way on this earth it was going to be delivered in 9 months. You're probably looking at 18 months, 2 years down the line. It was
way off.
Pie in the sky. It was way off. So that taught me a lot of skills that, you need to listen to your team and find out really what's going on. And secondly, we had a team, and there was another lad that joined at a similar time to me, and I didn't rate his computing skills. In fact, I think he was an analyst or something, but he was really getting on in his job, and he was really mates with this guy who was a project manager. But because he came into work an hour early than everybody else and stayed working for an hour later, he was valued so much more in the team. He got all the perks and everything, but he was doing absolutely nothing. He would sit around all day talking. He wasn't doing it. He wasn't productive. So that was another thing that I thought I sort of learned, is that it's not about how much time you're actually sat at your desk. It's about your productivity and how you react with the rest of the team that's important as well.
So I've learned that the hard way, where I've been unproductive behind my desk, and then realised that sometimes it's better just to be out the door and go and do some personal things so that can be more productive and go back on. Sometimes I've gone got a beard trimmed, gone home, sorted the washing out, go to the gym, go for a massage, come back and done more work in 2 hours than I've done all week, because I've been able to go and process and think and reflect and move forward. I think that if I was...
It does help.
Yeah. In fact, thinking about it, that's a great bit of advice as well. If someone's thinking about ever opening their own business, make sure that you don't just sit behind your desk or pretend you're doing work.
Yes. Yeah. You hear a lot about the analogy of if you're in an aeroplane and you make sure you get your own mask on before you start helping other people, don't you? And I think that's another important message, that for me, I'll get up in the morning and I'll go and do my exercise. That's the thing that I do for me. And I feel I'm much more productive if that's what I've done. It works better with my routine. That's what I like doing first thing, but I know that I've done the exercise. I've got the endorphins from running. I've ticked the boxes that I need to do for the day, and then I know that I've got the rest of the day to finish doing what I need to do, whether it's work-wise or
gives you like
outside.
It also makes you like worked all your stuff out, so that when you get delivered more stress, which is inevitable in every day, that you kind of got that fuel tank
I do feel more stress if I know that I can't do my exercise and eat healthily and practice my flugel or whatever it is each day.
You're going to have to bring this thing down. You're going to have to put some videos on LinkedIn or something.
What, me playing the flugel?
Yeah, I need to know. I need to see this.
It's like a trumpet, but it's it's more like you won't even know what a tenor horn is either, will you? But it's a trumpet with a more mellow sound. So you'll hear them in a lot of jazz performances. But I can't do jazz. It's not my genre. But I play in a brass band, so we play all sorts of different bits of music, all classical, pop music a bit, popular music, all sorts of things. And then, like at the weekend, we had to do a march at the local fete, which I don't like doing. I don't like marching. I'm not very good at it.
Not good at marching?
No, I can't.
Can run, though?
I can run, yeah.
You found something you're bad at. Thank God for that. Fucking hell, I thought I was going to do the whole podcast without finding anything you're bad at. Stressing me out.
There's lots of things I can't do.
Yeah. You really, I don't know if you realise that, but you were quietly inspiring, you know that, don't you? Yeah.
I don't set out to do that.
Yeah, no, but I think that's when most people who are inspiring don't set out to do that, do they? They just, like if you were going to like do a tick list of things that what would if someone was going to try and be as successful, or what the word is, run a successful business, or the word success is difficult because it means...
Yeah, we always say to franchisees, what does the success mean to you?
It's same to me. Success has changed so much, that word for me. In the last 30 years of my life, the word success has meant so many different meanings. So I guess... Yeah,
you make trade-offs, don't you, so that you can, might earn less money because you're paying somebody to do something that gives you some more time.
Yeah. So I think it's whatever successful looks for you. I think it's like everything. I have got this big post wrote about this, and people, I think, go into business for freedom. A lot of the time, they want more time to do their own things. Yeah. Or the word that they think is like, they don't have to ask the boss because they can go to the dentist. They don't have to ask the boss because they can go clothes shopping. But what they don't realise is that freedom comes with a lot of unfreedom.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's almost like you're at a very sweet spot now because of the age of your business and the amount of work and effort you've put into it. And that's the sweet spot you need to stay at for the next 10 years and growing your business, which is amazing. But it's taken time to get to that point. And I think people don't sometimes realise is that, all right, me and you can both leave now and go and have something to eat. There's not a person in this land that's going to question us. We could probably go to a spa for the afternoon and go home. But with that comes a massive amount of responsibility, and there might be an email we miss. We're the guys that get the phone call if something goes wrong. We're the ones that gets the complaint from the staff member. We're the guys that hold that. So that responsibility doesn't stop at 5:30. It doesn't start at 9 o'clock. That lives with us all our time. Yeah. Even when you're up that mountain, that's still actually with you.
Yes, it is. It's less difficult to get in touch with me. Although, it's amazing how much of a signal you do get up mountains, isn't it? And I've taken business calls halfway up a mountain.
I have too.
We all have.
But essentially, the second you are back off that mountain, that you would be dealing with whatever you've missed. Yes. You're pausing it at least. And I always find that bit, when I'm pitching to franchisees and I ask them why, and they say I want freedom, I said, are you ready for that?
Yeah. It is about choices as well, isn't it? You can... Sneezing.
Sorry, cut that one out, Ken. Choices. Well, that's money as well, isn't it? You need money to have choices, don't you? Yeah. Money doesn't bring you happiness. You can be very, very unhappy with lots of money. You can be really, really happy with no money. Yeah. But I think choice is a big one.
I think that's a really important thing, and that's for us. My husband, he's now got his own business. He did it about 10 years ago now, I think.
What does he do?
He did maths at university, and he's a statistician, so he's carried on doing that.
Pair of geeks,
we are a pair of geeks, I'm afraid. He's more geeky than I am.
Romantic geeks, though. Yeah. Very cool geeks that go climb Mount Kilimanjaro and stuff like that.
Maybe. Yeah. But now he's working for himself. It means that we can sort of plan our own diaries. And
what's he do? What's it called?
So he's a statistician. So he'll work on drugs trials and things that to make sure he advises consultants, advises companies, like all the big pharmaceutical companies.
Wow.
How to do and small pharmaceutical companies how to do the trials and any maths things that they need to know about drugs trials and things. I think that's what he does.
Wow. What a job.
He seems to enjoy it. He likes the numbers.
Right. What the girls doing then? They're doing similar.
So Emma, the eldest, she's just finished her master's in architecture. So she's going to work down in London. She's got her final bit of she's got part 3 to do, which she'll do at some point while she's working. And Katie, my youngest daughter, is just about to finish her 3rd year studying to be a doctor in Norwich.
Amazing.
So she's hoping to be a GP in about, I don't know, 10 years' time. She's got a long way to go.
I don't think you ever stop really, do you, on the quiet?
No.
My cousin's whatever, he's done it all. Every time I speak to him, he's still at uni. I'm like, mate, and he's on about 300 grand a year in Australia. I don't know what he does, but he does a lot of money.
So they've both chosen subjects that are quite work intensive, but seem to be doing very well for themselves. So, yeah, very proud of them.
Yeah, I bet you are. You're proud of yourself. You smashed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's next? What's on next on your horizons?
Sort of sports-wise, you mean? Or
Sports and business. Yeah.
Sports-wise, obviously got the Inca Trail coming up. At some point, I want to do the Le Jog, which is Land's End, John O'Groats on the bike. Done a couple of long-distance bike rides, but I'd need to train quite a lot for that.
Yeah.
Work-wise, we're looking to build more pools and potentially rent those out to franchisees or hire them out, lease them out to franchisees. So, prove that model, make that work, and then replicate it, and who knows where it'll go after that.
Be incredible, that, won't it?
It will be, amazing. I became the owner of Puddle Ducks. I've always owned half of it.
Yeah.
I became the full owner in, I think it was the 16th of October last year. So it's meant that it's the opportunities to turn things and do things slightly differently and take it forward.
Yeah.
Very happy that's the way it's gone. That's been something that I wanted to do for a long while, and it finally came to fruition less than a year ago.
You've done some amazing stuff, and some clever stuff in there. Like it's.
It's all calculated, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I think your maths, that stuff's really paid off for you, hasn't it? In that respect. And then I can just tell your temperament and the way you act and how you hold yourself. I'd work for you. Interesting.
Thank you.
I don't know if you'd employ me, though. I'd be a nightmare for you. I'd sell franchises all, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. You can see that, like, from just talking to you briefly and kind of getting your story, like your backstory, your family, giving that moral compass, being educated and intelligent in school, that piece of work there has got you into the programming part of it, and meeting a husband. I think having the right spouse has really helped you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we've got similar interests.
Yeah,
so
that's been a real key, being that, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think having been equals in that relationship with, I say money, but I think it certainly has. I mean, throughout our careers, it's kind of, we've been pretty stable, earning similar amounts of money.
In the stress levels and stuff with him as well.
Yeah, but this similar. So
yeah.
as he's gone up the corporate ladder, so have I. And as I started the business earlier than he did.
Yeah.
But it would definitely been a support for each other, because we, having those stressful jobs or responsibility in the jobs, you kind of, I spend a lot of time networking with there's about 5 or 6 other franchisors, and all from different backgrounds, but what you find is that all business owners have similar problems, and it's the same with Andy as well. You know, in his job, he's had similar issues to what we've all had. It's all people related usually, and to have that support, and it's just really helped each other, I think, as well.
That's a great bit of advice as well. Is if you have a business, make friends with other business owners.
Yeah, a lot of our friends are business owners, so that, you know, they can understand issues that we have and support each other.
Don't tell them, but we moan about employees a bit sometimes. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, I think learning
is having that circle of friends and support around you.
It's the funniest thing, right? Because I've recently got a new girlfriend, and talking to her about things, and as employers, you don't moan about the employee. What you're actually trying to do is figure out the best solution. There isn't a moan there.
No.
It's not. No. It's not never like that. It's never like an us and them scenario. It's like, how can I make this better?
Yeah.
And it's in having the ability to be able to talk to other business owners of other franchisors. I'm the same. I've got a nice phone book now. Yeah. And just being able to offload about something, and then they usually would always say, "Well, I did this and this happened."
I've been in a group like that for a long while. It's with the franchisors. It's been the last 2 or 3 years, but prior to that, in fact, I did a leadership course. It was called Lead, actually. It was about 2010, so quite a long while ago. But it was you were speaking with lots of other business owners. These weren't franchisors; they were all sorts of different owners, and we were in an action learning set. And you would bring to the table an issue that you got, and the rest of the table would kind of coach you. And we used a model called Grow, which was look at your goals. What do you want to get out of it? What's the opportunities? What's your actions you're going to do? And what's the way forward? So that was really useful. We've used that all sorts of ways around. We use it a little bit at head office now. But one of the people in that group is now our non-exec director. So kept in touch.
Amazing.
So she's understood from a long while ago what issues were in our business. So a great person to come along and be on the board. It works really well.
Right, I'm going to try and list all the things. What does it take to be like you? Or be? So, good upbringing, good morals, good ethics, standard there. Yeah. Have to be a geek, but not everyone's a geek. But we'll just play it with that one. That's cool. Good spouse, working in a good relationship. Be a bit of risk taker, tiny bit of a risk taker. Calculated risk.
Calculated risk.
Calculated risk. And then I think it's moving into, I think the biggest one, set your values and your objections.
And having the circle of friends and people around you to support you.
I was going to say your network is your network.
Friends and the senior team around you, but friends outside of the
Have you had many people doubt you?
Many people doubt me, I don't know really. Maybe they do.
Yeah. Have you ever, how have you dealt with the tough stuff? Was there any tough scenarios you've been in at COVID or anything like that you've been in?
I've been through loads of tough stuff. Some I'm not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
COVID was really difficult.
Yeah.
Because obviously pools were closed for getting on for just over a year. We had to work on a set of guidelines that weren't a set of guidelines that kept changing from day to day as to how we were allowed to operate. So that was a real stress. And a lot of our franchisees didn't get any help from the government because they fell out of the self-employed brackets and they weren't employees. So it was a real tough time. Afterwards, as we came out of COVID, that was a real boom for the business because we got a backlog of customers who wanted to come to the lessons. So that in hindsight worked very well, but you don't know that at the time.
No, you got to still live it, haven't you?
When you're still living it. It was really, really tough. We had to. We didn't have to make any redundancies. There was a couple of staff who left of their own accord. We used the furlough scheme, and without that, I think we wouldn't be here today. So that really, really helped us at head office. We just had a small group of employees who worked with me to keep the business going and support the franchisees.
So network of people, spouse, network of people, other business owners.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of leadership training.
Absolutely.
Get some training under your belt.
I had some experience from working in a blue chip company. And I got some really, really good experience of how to do HR things. Got a lot of courses I went on through them, so that was really helpful.
Yeah.
But the leadership training was really handy.
I love leadership training.
Yeah.
It makes you reflect.
It does.
Makes you reflect.
We had a coach. Everybody was given a one-to-one coach, which was really useful. And I think that I don't have a business coach at the moment because I've got effectively one who I employ, the non-exec director.
Yeah.
So she's been there helping. She's had a business and sold it, so got lots of experience in the finance sector. So she brings some expertise from that angle as well. So she's got time on her hands, but lots of experience.
So really training, coaching, support, moral compass, and then exercise. Put some time aside for yourself. Give yourself time to de-stress. Watch what you eat. Yeah. Watch what you drink.
Yeah. I like reading and sitting down, and I'm quite energetic, obviously, but I do like sitting down and at the end of the day. And
any books you'd recommend to anyone?
I don't tend to read professional books. I've just bought one quite recently, actually. It looks as though it comes highly recommended. I'm not read it yet, but I'm sure it's very good. A guy called Greg Nathan, who's an Australian, and it's about relationships and franchisees. So I probably will enjoy reading that. Typically, I don't read that many books on business stuff. I tend to read it on. I like sort of historical books, learning about different types of cultures and people, and I particularly like reading about the culture where I'm travelling. We've been lucky enough to go around a lot of the world, so reading things where I am in the world about past cultures there and real life, not necessarily real life stories, but stories that could be real. The E-Myth is quite a good book, which I read a long while ago for a franchisor, I think, making sure that you record all processes.
Yeah.
But no, typically I've read a few biographies, autobiographies. Michelle Obama's was really good, really, really good. Well worth a read.
I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I think I've got everything I need out of you. It's like it makes me want to go back on track of some things that I've let go a little tiny bit because I've been stressed and dealing with things, personal stuff, getting divorced.
Well, I think you've got to, if there's something in your life that is not working, then you've got to do something
about it
to solve it. It's no point in burying your head in the sand.
Yeah.
And because there's no good will come of it.
No
good at all. So I think dealing with the situation and not burying your head in the sand and knowing what you want out of it at the end.
Yeah.
It has to be done.
Yeah, trying to focus on it. It's good because I think I've got ADHD. I'm going through my assessment today. I've just did oh my God, it took me 2 hours to do the assessment on Saturday morning. 2 hours. Imagine me trying to sit for 2 hours.
You never get those 2 hours back.
No, but so they sent it in on an email, doctors, and you basically have to fill all these different types of evaluation forms in, and I filled it all in. Took me for ages, and I can spot the traits, and I think I've definitely got ADHD. I'm looking forward to get the medication for certain reasons, but when I hyper focus on something, getting it done, that task is amazing at it.
Yeah.
So I'm hyper focused on stuff at the minute. It works, but when I hyper focus on the things that aren't good, that's when I wish I didn't have it, because I focus on the most stupid thing in the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Crap. Okay, thank you very much for coming on this podcast.
Thank you very much for inviting
me. I think you are fundamentally one of the most impressive people I've interviewed in franchising.
Wow, thank you.
And I'm so surprised, not because of any other reason, just because I didn't know. And you're definitely what the UK franchise industry needs, isn't it? You need to see you talking more at BFA events and stuff. You need to share your story a bit more.
Thank you.
So impressive. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.